Mexico, a land of vibrant colors, a symphony of sounds, a tapestry woven from ancient threads. But beyond the tourist brochures and Instagram filters lies a history as rich and complex as the country itself, a history that whispers in the ruins of ancient cities, a history that echoes in the rhythms of traditional music, a history that pulses with the energy of a modern nation. Mexico's story is not a singular narrative, it is a chorus of voices, each with its unique perspective. From the indigenous peoples who first called this land home to the waves of immigrants who have shaped its identity, Mexico's history is a testament to the enduring power of human resilience, creativity, and adaptation. In the heart of Mesoamerica, where empires rose and fell, where cultures clashed and blended, lies the key to understanding this fascinating nation. Join us as we embark on a journey through time, exploring the ancient civilizations, the colonial struggles, and the revolutionary spirit that have shaped Mexico into the vibrant land it is today. Our exploration begins thousands of years ago, with the rise of the Olmecs, the mother culture of Mesoamerica. Their colossal stone heads, intricate carvings, and sophisticated understanding of astronomy hint at a civilization far ahead of its time. From the Olmecs, the torch of knowledge passed to the Maya, master builders and mathematicians who erected towering cities in the heart of the jungle. Their pyramids, aligned with the stars, still inspire awe and wonder. But the story of ancient Mexico is not just one of intellectual and artistic achievement, it is also a story of power, conquest, and the rise and fall of empires. The Aztecs, with their warrior culture and intricate social hierarchy, dominated central Mexico for centuries. Their capital, Tenochtitlan, was a marvel of engineering and urban planning, a testament to their ingenuity and might. However, the arrival of Hernán Cortés and the Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century would forever alter the course of Mexican history. The clash of these two worlds, the ancient and the modern, the indigenous and the European, would give rise to a new era, the colonial period. And so, our journey continues as we delve into the complex legacy of Spanish rule, the struggle for independence, and the birth of a nation.
Our journey through Mexico's ancient past begins with the Olmecs, a civilization that flourished along the Gulf Coast from around 1600 BCE. Considered the mother culture of Mesoamerica, the Olmecs laid the groundwork for later civilizations. Their influence is evident in the art, architecture, and belief systems of the Maya and Aztecs. The Olmecs were skilled artisans and traders, known for their intricate jade carvings and monumental stone sculptures. Their most iconic legacy is the colossal stone heads, some weighing over 20 tons. These enigmatic heads continue to intrigue archaeologists and historians today. Emerging from the Olmec heartland, the Maya civilization rose to prominence in the jungles of southeastern Mexico and parts of Central America. From around 250 CE to 900 CE, the Maya experienced a golden age, marked by intellectual achievements, architectural marvels, and a complex understanding of the cosmos. The Maya were renowned astronomers and mathematicians, developing a sophisticated calendar system that tracked cycles of time with astonishing accuracy. Their understanding of celestial bodies allowed them to predict eclipses and other astronomical events. This deep connection to the cosmos permeated Maya religion, art, and daily life. The Maya were also master builders, constructing magnificent cities adorned with towering pyramids, intricate palaces, and elaborate ball courts. Tikal, Palenque, and Chichen Itza stand today as awe-inspiring testaments to the Maya's architectural prowess and artistic sensibilities. The Maya developed a complex system of hieroglyphic writing, used to record their history, beliefs, and rituals. Through their writing, art, and architecture, the Maya left behind a rich cultural legacy that continues to captivate and inspire us today.
In the shadow of crumbling Maya cities, a new power emerged in central Mexico, the Aztecs. From humble beginnings, the Aztecs rose to prominence in the 14th century, establishing a vast empire. Driven by ambition, they forged a powerful military and complex social hierarchy. At the heart of the empire lay Tenochtitlan, a magnificent city on an island in Lake Texcoco. Connected by causeways and canals, Tenochtitlan was a marvel of urban planning, with its pyramids, marketplaces, and aqueducts. Tenochtitlan rivaled the great cities of the world. The Aztecs worshipped a pantheon of gods, believing human sacrifice was necessary to appease them. The Templo Maya served as a site for elaborate rituals and sacrifices. The Aztecs were skilled warriors, artisans, and merchants, creating a vibrant culture. Their legacy is marked by impressive achievements and the brutality of their empire. The arrival of the Spanish conquistadors marked the end of the Aztec Empire, but their story continues to fascinate us today.
The year is 1519. Hernan Cortés set sail for the New World, driven by dreams of gold and glory. His arrival in Mexico marked a turning point, a clash of civilizations. Cortés landed on the Yucatan Peninsula with muskets, cannons, and horses. News reached Aztec Emperor Moctezuma II in Tenochtitlan. Moctezuma was intrigued and apprehensive. Were these men gods or a threat? Moctezuma sent emissaries with gifts to learn their intentions. Cortés was not deterred. He forged alliances with indigenous groups. The Totonacs of Chempoala pledged their allegiance. The stage was set for a confrontation. Cortés marched towards Tenochtitlan, facing resistance. The Spanish had gunpowder. Cannons and muskets terrified the Aztecs. Yet the Aztecs were formidable warriors. In November 1519, Cortés arrived in Tenochtitlan, met by Moctezuma with wary hospitality. Cortés exploited Aztec beliefs, manipulating prophecies and desecrating temples. The Spanish held Moctezuma hostage, controlling Tenochtitlan. The massacre during Toxcatl ignited Aztec fury. Moctezuma was killed, further fueling chaos. Cortés retreated during Noche Triste, regrouped, and launched a final assault. The brutal siege ended with the fall of Tenochtitlan. Section 3. The Legacy of Conquest, Seeds of Change. On August 13, 1521, Cuauhtémoc surrendered to Cortés, marking the fall of Tenochtitlan. The Spanish victory came at a heavy cost. Tenochtitlan, once a vibrant metropolis, lay in ruins. The Aztec civilization was shattered. Cortés established a new colonial order. The encomienda system led to exploitation. Indigenous people were exploited and enslaved. Christianity suppressed indigenous beliefs. The Spanish destroyed Aztec cultural artifacts. Yet the spirit of the indigenous people endured. The conquest sowed the seeds for a new cultural identity. The fusion of traditions gave rise to a unique culture. The legacy of conquest continues to shape Mexican society today.
Section 2. The Clash of Cultures. Resistance and Adaptation. The imposition of Spanish rule ignited sparks of resistance across Mexico. Indigenous communities rose up, seeking to preserve their traditions and way of life. The Mixton Rebellion, led by the Caxcan people, demonstrated the ferocity of indigenous resistance. Though ultimately defeated, the rebellion symbolized indigenous defiance. Despite oppression, indigenous people preserved elements of their culture, blending them with Spanish influences. This exchange laid the groundwork for a distinct mestizo culture, defining Mexico for centuries. Section 3. A fusion takes root, the birth of Mestizo Mexico. A new social reality emerged, the rise of a mestizo population. Born from the union of Spanish colonists and indigenous women, mestizos played a vital role in New Spain. This cultural fusion blended indigenous traditions, Spanish customs, and African influences. Traditional ingredients combined with Spanish techniques, creating Mexico's renowned cuisine. This shared identity contributed to the rise of a Mexican national consciousness, setting the stage for independence. Section 1. The seeds of discontent, a growing unease. By the late 18th century, tension simmered beneath New Spain's colonial order. The rigid social hierarchy left criollos, mestizos, and indigenous people marginalized. Economic grievances fueled unrest, with heavy taxes and trade restrictions stifling local industries. Intellectual circles, influenced by Enlightenment ideals, began discussing independence. Books and pamphlets spread ideas challenging Spanish rule. The Criollo elite saw independence as a means to break free from Spanish control. Criollo priests, inspired by social justice teachings, questioned the morality of Spanish rule. Part 2, The Shout of Dolores, A Nation Wakes Up. Okay, so picture this. Dolores, Guanajuato. Father Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla. He's like, guy. He's about to kick off a whole revolution. It's September 16th, 1810. Think of it like Mexico's birthday, but, you know, before it was Mexico's birthday. Hidalgo lets out this yell, this grito de Dolores, basically saying, let's get these Spanish guys out of here. Gap 2S. And guess what? Tons of people like indigenous farmers and everyday folks, they hear him. They're like, yeah, Hidalgo's right. And boom, they join his side. Suddenly, Hidalgo's not just a priest anymore, he's leading a whole army. I mean, it wasn't exactly the army, kind of thrown together, but they were fired up. They started taking over Spanish forts one after another, like it was nothing. But here's the thing, Hidalgo's crew, they weren't all on the same page. Hidalgo wanted to get rid of slavery, which was great. And he wanted to give land back to the people, also great. But the rich folks, the criollos, they were like, whoa, hold on Hidalgo, that's land. So, you had all this fighting within the group, the Spanish army coming down on them hard. And well, that's where things started to go south for Hidalgo. Section 3. A long and bloody struggle. The fight for freedom. Hidalgo's army suffered crushing defeats, culminating in the Battle of Calderón Bridge. Hidalgo was captured and executed, but the spirit of rebellion persisted. José María Morelos y Pavón took up Hidalgo's torch, transforming the insurgency into a disciplined force. Under Morelos' leadership, the insurgents achieved significant victories. The Congress of Chilpancingo drafted the sentiments of the nation, declaring independence and abolishing slavery. Despite military successes, the insurgents faced an uphill battle against Spanish reinforcements. Morelos was captured and executed, but the fight for freedom continued. Section 1. A Nation Forged in Fire. The Struggle for Stability. The execution of Morelos dealt a blow to the independence movement. Scattered insurgents continued to wage guerrilla war. In 1820, a liberal revolution in Spain forced the king to accept a new constitution. Conservative Spanish authorities saw independence as a means to preserve their power. Agustín de Iturbide issued the Plan de Iguala, calling for independence under a constitutional monarchy. Iturbide's plan appealed to both conservatives and liberals, uniting former enemies. The Spanish viceroy recognized Mexico's independence, signing the Treaty of Córdoba in August 1821. After 11 years of struggle, Mexico was finally free. Section 2. The Shadow of the North, the Mexican-American War. The euphoria of independence gave way to the realities of nation building. Mexico faced a daunting task with a ruined economy and deep divisions. Internal strife and political instability left the nation vulnerable. The United States, driven by manifest destiny, began encroaching on Mexican territory. Tensions escalated when Texas declared independence in 1835. The annexation of Texas by the United States in 1845 led to war. The Mexican-American War, which erupted in 1846, had far-reaching consequences for Mexico. Section 3. Internal strife and foreign intervention. A nation divided. The Mexican-American War exposed deep divisions and weaknesses in the young Mexican nation. Poorly equipped and low on morale, the Mexican army was no match for the U.S. military. Internal divisions further weakened Mexico's defense. In 1848, Mexico signed the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, ceding nearly half its territory to the U.S. The loss of fertile, resource-rich lands was a severe blow to Mexico's economy. The decades following the war were turbulent for Mexico. The loss and humiliation exacerbated internal divisions. Conservatives sought to restore order through centralized authority. Liberals pushed for reforms inspired by the Enlightenment and French Revolution. Internal struggles and foreign intervention led to civil wars and coups. In 1857, Benito Juárez led the War of Reform against the conservative government. The liberals' victory in 1861 led to sweeping reforms, including the separation of church and state. These reforms laid the groundwork for a modern Mexico, but faced ongoing conservative opposition.
Shaping a Nation, the Legacy of Revolution and Reform. The Mexican Revolution, ending in 1920, sparked social and political transformation. The 1917 Constitution enshrined land reform, labor rights, and limits on the church's power. The PRI, founded in 1929, dominated politics, bringing stability but also corruption. Land reform redistributed millions of acres to peasant communities. The government invested in education, expanding access for millions. Rapid economic growth in the late 20th century increased inequality. Social unrest and demands for democracy weakened the PRI's grip on power. The enduring spirit of Mexico. Mexico's rich history is marked by resilience and creativity. From ancient civilizations to modern times, the spirit of its people endures. Through conquests, revolutions, and social upheavals, Mexico's spirit remains unbroken. The legacy of ancient civilizations and the fusion of indigenous and European traditions shape Mexico today. The artistic revolution celebrates Mexico's heritage and unique place in the world. A global tapestry, Mexico's cultural impact. Mexico's story transcends borders and history books. Its vibrant traditions and artistic innovations enrich the global tapestry. From Los Angeles to Paris, Tokyo to Berlin, Mexico's cultural presence is felt worldwide. From Diego Rivera's murals to Frida Kahlo's self-portraits, Mexican art captivates audiences. Mexican music from mariachi to salsa has a global audience. Mexican cuisine with its bold flavors is a global phenomenon. Beyond tangible contributions, Mexico's influence is seen in its diversity and hospitality. Mexicans embrace change and resilience, offering a unique perspective. They value community and find joy in hardship. A land of promise, looking to the future. Mexico stands at a crossroads, facing challenges and opportunities. Economic inequality, political corruption, and drug-related violence cast shadows. Yet there is hope. Mexico's rich history and resilient people can overcome. Young people demand transparency, accountability, and social justice. Civil society organizations address poverty, inequality, and human rights. Artists explore new ways of expressing the Mexican experience. Mexico's journey is a tapestry of past, present, and future. The enduring spirit of its people drives Mexico forward. The story of Mexico is far from over. Each chapter holds potential for progress and transformation.